Miller was a superior race car made a long time ago in a very colorful time of American motorsport history that represented the best technology of the time of the day in its finest finish and application.
I am the luckiest girl in the world. I am sitting at the Milwaukee Mile at the Miller meet in the oldest Miller in existence, a 1920, this is the Miller TNT. It was less than TNT on the track, but it is definitely dynamite in this row of Millers. I am not only sitting in it, I have my riding mechanic with me, Hurley Haywood.
I thought you were going to say you were the luckiest girl in the world sitting next to me.
I meant to say that. With any luck, we'll be able to drive all of Dan's 3 Millers here. This is going to be a fantastic day, so come along for the ride.
I started collecting Millers about 7 years ago. I have 5 Millers. I have the oldest surviving Miller. It's a 1920 Miller TNT, and it was originally designed to be a work of art that has a cast aluminum body, which to this day I'm not real sure why it was done. I think it was done because Harry said, I can do this, nobody else can do this. It possibly could be argued that it's strengthened over a normal chassis, but I think that it was purely Harry's way of saying, I know how to do these things and nobody else does.
You know what's really cool? Turning this big wheel and seeing the immediate reaction right in front of your eyes. It's not invisible under it's right there.
Miller and Duesenberg made the finest race cars in the world. And it was so exciting to see that heritage here in America and to see some of that design influence Bugatti and others throughout the world to go on and be in, top Grand Prix technology.
The second one is 1923 Miller Grand Prix car. Harry got the car done, which basically entailed 2-man car, 122 cubic inch engine, 4-speed gearbox. We think what it may really have been, since he did it so quickly, was one of Cliff Durant's 183s from 1922, needed a different transmission and put a 122 engine in it instead of the 183. And Greg Snyder and I have sat down and said, what significant Miller is still out there that's not in a museum that might be obtainable? And we came up with that car. And so Greg did the legwork and located it, and the fellow didn't want to sell it naturally. And anyway, I talked him out of it.
This particular event is very important to the Miller story because it's annual. I've been coming for about a decade. It is the only place where the Miller guys get together, compare notes. How are you doing this? And what are you doing with this problem with your supercharger? How do you handle this Bosch Magneto situation? And so it's like an annual conference, and there's not very many people, but a lot of hard work by the organizers to get everybody together. And I think most of the time we come with the right attitude.
The other car that I brought is the 1923 Miller Indy car. It's a 1-man car, 3-speed transmission, 122 cubic inch.
Then when Duesenberg won Indianapolis in '24 with what was a real secret weapon, the supercharger, then Miller and his draftsman engineer Leo Goosen had to develop their own supercharger and add it to the 122 engine in order to keep up the horsepower race.
It's pretty neat because it's pretty much an original car, and it raced until 36, 37, something like that, and was never cut up. And so it's a really, and it's a beautiful car. When I saw this one on the cover of the auction catalog, I said, I think I'm dead meat.
So I'm going to say goodbye to all my friends at the Miller meet, especially Dan Davis. There's nothing better than driving someone else's car. You can come and see the Miller Meet next year if you want. Milwaukee Mile, check it out, 2014. I feel like we now. It is open to the public. It's not just the drivers, and it is something to see. So why don't you keep enjoying the scenery?